Hidden in the mountains, clinging to cliffs, or rising above the sea, there are medieval towns in Europe so magical, they look like fantasy. But they're 100% real. In this video, you'll discover 13 unbelievable places frozen in time, and number 1 will leave you speechless. Number 13. Segovia, Spain. Segovia is a city packed with more history than seems possible for a single place. Its skyline is dominated by the majestic Alcazar, a castle with golden walls and sharp towers that looks like it was pulled straight from a fairy tale. But before you even reach it, the city astonishes with its most iconic wonder, a Roman aqueduct built without a single drop of cement, just stone on top of stone, standing strong through the centuries. Walking its historic center feels like entering a time capsule, where Renaissance palaces, Romanesque churches, and calm Castilian squares live side by side. The cathedral, known as the Lady of Cathedrals, rises with elegance at the city's heart, completing a monumental ensemble like no other. Segovia is more than just a historic destination. It's a living stage where every corner breathes the past with grandeur, charm, and an unmatched identity. Number 12. Rovinj, Croatia. On Croatia's Istrian peninsula lies Rovinj, a coastal town that stretches over the Adriatic like a scene from an oil painting. Its colorful houses cling to the hillside, crowned by the Church of St. Euphemia, the town's great guardian. Wandering its cobbled streets feels like a maze, each turn revealing a new postcard view. Antique windows with fluttering laundry, sunbathing cats, tiny artisan workshops, and balconies that nearly kiss the water. Rovinj blends medieval spirit with seafaring life. It's not frozen in time, but alive. Boats coming and going, fishermen mending nets, and cafes tucked into alleyways that end at the sea. At sunset, the pastel facades reflect on the Adriatic as if the scene had been painted just moments before you arrived. Number 11. Marvão, Portugal. Marvão stands atop a narrow rocky ridge so thin it seems impossible an entire village rests up there. From afar, its walls trace the cliffside like a stone crown placed with surgical precision. Inside, the view transforms. Immaculate white houses, dark wooden doors, alleys winding between walls, and a silence that feels centuries old. But the true centerpiece is the castle. Climbing its towers feels like leaning over the edge of an ancient world. Miles of rolling hills, olive groves, and endless fields stretch beyond Portugal's horizon. The wind roars, the stones are cold, and the whole place feels like a lookout built to gaze across an entire region. Marvão is not famous, and maybe that's its strength. It's suspended, serene, untouched. A place where history isn't displayed, it's felt. Number 10. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar is a city split between two worlds, one deeply wounded by history, the other so beautiful it moves even the most seasoned traveler. At its heart is the iconic Stari Most, the old bridge, a flawless arch connecting both riverbanks. From a distance, it looks like a marble curve suspended above water so green it seems painted. But Mostar's real magic lies in the life that beats around it. Polished stone streets, bazaars glowing with turquoise lamps, and the irresistible aroma of Bosnian coffee. It's a place where East meets West, Ottoman and European. Climb the towers to see ancient houses clinging to the cliffs, while sunlight turns the whole landscape golden. Mostar is soaked in history and emotion, a place where beauty becomes a unique atmosphere unlike anywhere else in Europe. Number 9. Monteriggioni, Italy. At first glance, Monteriggioni looks like a fortress frozen in the heart of Tuscany, a circular wall so perfect it could easily be mistaken for a medieval movie set. But it's not a set, it's real. And inside those ancient walls lies a small village that has preserved its 11th century layout almost entirely intact. The streets are short, leading directly to a central square that feels like the heart of an ancient fiefdom. From above, you can see the rolling Tuscan hills draped in vineyards and golden fields. It's one of those tiny places where every detail matters. An arched doorway, a shadow falling on a stone wall, a crooked house that's been standing for centuries. Monteriggioni doesn't impress with size, but with purity. It's one of the few places where you can walk knowing almost nothing has changed in 800 years. A medieval time capsule so well preserved, it's hard to believe it survived this long. Number 8. Rhodes, Greece. Rhodes is a fascinating mix of Crusader history, Mediterranean culture, and medieval architecture twisted into a stone labyrinth. Behind its towering walls lies an old city seemingly frozen in the time of the Knights of St. John. Narrow, shadowed streets paved with cobblestones are lined with palaces, old inns, and fortified gates that echo stories of crusaders and merchants. Walking down the Street of the Knights feels like entering a living manuscript, where every building still holds its original character. But Rhodes also surprises with its lively spirit. Tiny plazas full of cafes, artisan shops, and flower-filled balconies soften the solemnity of its medieval walls. The contrast between its military monumentality and its vibrant everyday life creates a charm like no other. Rhodes isn't just a tourist destination, it's a fully preserved medieval city, alive and breathing, a true jewel that proves the past still pulses in the heart of the Aegean. Number 7. Civita di Bagnoregio, Italy. Civita di Bagnoregio is known as the Dying City, but anyone who visits it quickly realizes it's very much alive. A village seemingly suspended in time, perched on a crumbling hill that slowly dissolves beneath it. To reach it, you have to cross a long, narrow bridge that offers a breathtaking view of the rocky plateau, as if the town were floating above a sea of ravines and eroded hills. Inside, the streets are tiny and paved with warm stone, winding between medieval houses wrapped in ivy. Only a few dozen people still live here, giving every corner a silence that feels almost sacred. Wooden doors, ancient arches, and flowers blooming from impossible balconies. It all feels like the perfect movie set. But Civita isn't just a pretty village, it's a living relic, defying nature with an elegance that stirs the soul. But trust me, no matter how magical these places seem, number 1 will blow you away. So don't go anywhere. You'll want to see it with your own eyes. Number 6. Trakai, Lithuania. Trakai feels like something out of a knight's tale. Its red brick castle rises proudly on an island in the middle of a vast lake, connected to the shore by a long wooden bridge that turns magical at sunrise. From a distance, the reflection of the castle in the still water forms a perfect painted symmetry. Inside, Trakai preserves grand halls, courtyards, and towers that tell the story of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Meanwhile, quiet trails encircle the lake, wrapped in fresh air and silent forests. It's a place where medieval architecture blends seamlessly with the peace of nature, creating an atmosphere that invites slow, curious exploration. Trakai may be small, but its presence is monumental, a castle that rules over the landscape with a beauty that needs no exaggeration. Number 5. Ronda, Spain. Ronda is a city that defies logic, built right on the edge of a deep abyss, split in two by a dramatic gorge that slices the land apart. Its most iconic monument, the Puente Nuevo, or New Bridge, rises above the chasm with such majesty it demands silent awe. From above, the view stretches over a horizon of rugged mountains, whitewashed houses, and the ever-changing colors of the Andalusian countryside. But Ronda is not just its bridge, it's a maze of ancient streets, quiet plazas, and viewpoints that seem perfectly placed to capture the soul of the Sierra de las Nieves. Its historic center still holds the charm of both Moorish and medieval times, felt in every corner and cobblestone. Number 4. Rocamadour, France. Rocamadour is one of the most awe-inspiring villages in all of Europe, a medieval gem built right into the side of a cliff, as if clinging to it against all odds. From a distance, its vertical silhouette stuns, temples, houses, and stairways seemingly grown out of the rock itself. As you get closer, the atmosphere shifts. The echo of footsteps on stone stairs, the wind between narrow walls, and the scent of ancient stone create a feeling of deep reverence. Climbing those stairs leads to centuries-old sanctuaries, places where pilgrims once arrived in silence, each carrying their own story. From the upper viewpoints, the Alzou Valley unfolds like a green tapestry, emphasizing the village's almost impossible height. Rocamadour blends spirituality, extreme architecture, and dramatic landscape, transforming every corner into an unforgettable scene. Walking through its tight alleys feels like touching stones that have held centuries of faith and resilience. Number 3. Albarracin, Spain. Albarracin is a medieval labyrinth where time seems to have stopped. Its pink-hued houses climb a steep hillside while ancient walls snake around the mountain like a stone dragon. The town casts its spell instantly. Uneven streets, narrow passageways, and wooden balconies give the feeling of walking through an old fairy tale. The soft murmur of the Guadalaviar River follows you through the journey, adding a gentle rhythm that contrasts with the rugged terrain. From its viewpoints, Albarracin appears fully blended with nature, a harmonious palette of earth tones that shift with the daylight. Its magic doesn't lie in massive monuments, but in the atmosphere, in the colors, the crooked shapes, and the sense that you've stepped inside a medieval illustration. Albarracin isn't just a place you visit, it's one you breathe in slowly. And remember. Number 2. Matera, Italy. Matera is one of the oldest continuously inhabited settlements on Earth, and its appearance confirms it from the very first glance. Carved into deep ravines, it's made up of a stunning labyrinth of cave dwellings called sassi, forming a landscape so unique it's been used to portray biblical cities in films. Walking through Matera means descending stone stairways, passing through crooked alleys, and discovering homes carved directly into the rock, some of which have been lived in for thousands of years. The city blends rock-cut architecture, ancient churches, and dramatic views of a dry, almost lunar terrain. Every corner reveals an ancient way of life, one that has miraculously adapted to the present without losing its essence. And at night, Matera becomes magical, as thousands of golden lights illuminate the sassi, creating a dreamlike scene between the real and the legendary. Matera isn't just living history, it's an emotional experience that leaves a lasting mark. And now we've reached number 1. As stunning as it is, here's a curious fact. This town holds a legendary horse race in a shell-shaped square where 17 districts battle for honor. Welcome to Siena. Number 1. Siena, Italy. In the heart of Tuscany lies Siena, a medieval city that seems to have frozen time with almost miraculous precision. Its fan-shaped layout, sloping alleyways, and the unmistakable Piazza del Campo create a setting where elegance, history, and atmosphere blend from the very first step. Everything here feels handcrafted with a level of care rarely seen today. Reddish stone palaces, towers that rise above the rooftops, and shadows that stretch across narrow walls as the sun sets. Walking through Siena is like entering a world where every corner preserves the fingerprint of centuries past. Art breathes from hidden frescoes, noble family crests, and whispered stories echoing through time. And when you arrive at the Piazza del Campo, the city opens up like an urban amphitheater, pulsing with centuries of celebrations, traditions, and community. Siena doesn't just top this list. It embodies the very essence of the medieval world, a place where history isn't just seen, it's deeply felt. These towns may look like fantasy, but they're very real and still breathing history. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't stop here. In the next video, we'll take you to 15 places where people shouldn't even survive, but somehow they do. Trust me, it's unbelievable.